Hey everyone, and welcome to this week's Week 5 preview, Week 4 review, and let me tell you, I'm feeling great today. I'm joined by Joel Gibson over here. Man, it's your boy, Mr. Modest, aka Buzzsaw. Someone hit a buzzsaw this week. I don't know who it was. Maybe we'll find out. But Joel Gibson, how are we doing over there?
Less good than you, sir. Less good than you.
I am feeling so great. I don't know about my move today, but let's just get into it. We'll start with the champs matchup as always. Mr. Modest takes care of business in the Neiman matchup. Picked against himself, Mr. Modest. It beats Neiman. And I said, and I wish we could rewind to last week where I said, if I can tie TDs, I will win this matchup. And what happens, Joel Gibson? We tie the TDs. Greek gets one. Joker gets one. Ends with 9 assists tonight. So close to that second triple-double. But I pull it out. I move to 4-0. Neiman to 3-1. Great matchup and good job to Neiman. It was so close, but I will say Neiman could have played this matchup better. Sexton was out all week. He could have moved Sexton to his IR way earlier. He also played man down yesterday. I don't know why he was doing that, especially with 3 points being so close. I question a couple of his moves, but at the end of the day, happy to take this win for sure.
It was a good win for you. I have a theory that maybe I put it out there last week, but I think that Neiman's best statistical week of the season has already come and gone. I think the beginning of the season, he was unbelievably hot, and I don't think it was sustainable. CJ McCollum going down definitely hurt him.
Yep.
He has CJ, yep.
Yep, CJ. Yep. CJ's on his team. He didn't have Sexton this week. A couple other games of his got canceled as well. I know an Atlanta game got canceled with Collins. But even so, the matchup was close enough that he should have considered streaming way beforehand.
Absolutely.
I'm not sure, especially when it was so close. He ended up winning double-doubles. I actually pulled away in steals just today. Like, steals were up for grabs. Assists, he added McConnell today. I wasn't sure why he was doing that. I was up 30 assists, and I had the same amount of players as him playing. So I dropped Kyle Anderson. I added Kemba up there just to compensate those couple extra assists. And Kemba gets me 3 steals, blows me out in that. And then it all came down to threes. If I were him, I would have tried to add Bogdanovich like I did today. That's why I bet $3. Like, it was going to come down to threes, and it did. Had he had Bogdanovich, who I believe, and I'm just checking here, 5 3-pointers today from him. Imagine that's the spread right now, 72-67. Had he added Bog, even if it was for $5, he had a ton of stuff. He should have been cycling earlier. And I know I've talked about the matchup for way too long, but from Neiman's perspective, this was a very winnable matchup for him, and I don't know why he didn't pursue it further.
Great questions, man. But ultimately, you get the win. Let's move on to the next matchup.
Next matchup is going to be Steven's matchup at Kyle. Now, I have another problem with this one. Kyle ends up getting the win here. 5-5-1 is the home team. Steven sat the win. Gobert is on his bench, and all he needed was one more double-double, and he wins this matchup. Harden comes back and has a huge triple-double for him yesterday in the Nets debut, and you don't even check your lineup today? I'm totally lost, especially a team that was 1-2, needed this win big time. He doesn't get it. Loses, he's 1-3. Kyle's 2-2, and he's fighting. He's starting to get healthy. Look out for Kyle for sure.
Yeah, I was watching that Harden game, and 2 things stood out to me. Harden and KD was monstrous. He put up something like 42 points.
Yeah, it was absurd, and how efficient KD is. Like it's absolutely a monster to try and cover these guys. Not to mention when Kyrie comes back, it doesn't matter who's playing the 4-5 for them. Heck, you could throw Joe Harris out there just for more spacing at the 3, move KD to the 4. That's totally fine. This team is a problem in the East if they keep this up.
And DeAndre Jordan is going to make some tip shots. You just watch.
That's a great call there. So shout out to Kyle for winning at home. Way to take advantage of the matchup. Steven, please try to set your lineups, man. I hate seeing uncompetitive stuff, especially when it comes down to something like this where you sit the loss. That hurts a lot.
Especially when Kyle could have lost.
Exactly. Well, yeah, you and Kyle have been absolutely going at each other this season. Next one, last matchup in the West. Eric gets his first win this week against CJ. I didn't see this one coming. CJ at home, I thought he was going to be okay. A lot of his games got canceled with COVID. He tried to trade AD for a ridiculous value, in my opinion. Now that trade's been canceled, I can comment on it. I think it's more than fair. Shout out to Eric. He gave me a scare in week 1 as well. He's not going to be an easy out. He might be the bottom in the West, but he's proven today that he can win a game if he wants.
Yeah, I mean, when he's got players like Obi Toppin and Marvin Bagley and Monty Morris out there, you better fucking look out, son.
Yeah, I mean, you know how much I love Bagley, and Bagley's been really good. So his dad is tweeting at Fox for no reason. Like, I don't understand what's going on out there in Sacramento. But Fox has been absolutely electric. Man, I just love this kid so much.
Was it Bagley's dad that tweeted you and told you to keep Bagley that year? Is that how that went?
Yeah, he really got me fired up, and I agreed with him. It kind of bit me. It kind of bit me in the ass, but just remember that's the year that I won, or the following year. No, that was my trash year that I kept Bagley, right? So I was just taking a shot at the moon, and turns out it was one season too early.
He's always had a soft spot for Sacramento big guys.
I have no idea why. Going back to my Boogie days. Next one is the top matchup in the East. Simmons takes down Adam. Adam was 3-0 entering. Simmons 1-2. Simmons has formed a little bit of a win streak here. He's 2-2, and that team kind of scares me a little bit, if I'm honest. Adam has assembled quite the little team, though. Losing Ball is going to be a problem for him. With Adam losing, I'm the only undefeated team in the whole league right now. Just for the record, I haven't lost in 55 weeks for those keeping track at home. I know I have my fans out there. So, shout out to Simmons. He's been doing really well. I worry about the injuries. Some bad news with LeVert for Simmons. Jaren Jackson, he might be coming back, but Nurkic is out, 6 to 8 weeks or something like that with the wrist. That's going to be an issue. It's not that Nurkic was blowing the top off of anybody, but the potential that he had there, I think, was he was playing under and then gets injured. That's a rough way to spend a first-round pick, which I know Simmons did. With that being said, Adam, I still think he's a force going forward. Congratulations to Simmons, beating Joel and Adam 2 weeks in a row. That's nothing to shake your head about, for sure.
For sure. 10 double-doubles is strong as well.
Absolutely. I think the next closest was 7, and that was Adam who played him. Next matchup is Joel at Doug. Doug took care of Joel. There was no real question about this one, especially after Joel just decided he wasn't cycling, playing 4 guys down. I I think Doug beats you all the time. I am convinced that Doug is your kryptonite. This is the last time, this time right here just reminds me that I feel like he's beaten you every season. You have to speak to this.
I have undefeated seasons on my record, I think. So I don't think that's true, but Doug definitely got the better of me this week. As noted, I sat several guys down this week. I decided to save my free A money. Good week for Doug. Tough week for me. Even Bledsoe decided to sit this week. Apparently he had a case of stink eye. So, that's sucked. But we're coming back strong next week. Hopefully, it would be really nice to see a healthy Tatum out there. I'd really like to see Derek White healthy out there. And Chris Boucher is just coming back to haunt me in this matchup. I really hate looking at Toronto Raptors box scores right now because it just makes me sick that I dropped him after game 2 after he only played 5
I actually was
That's all I have.
Yeah, no, I was actually going to ask you about that because Doug mentioned it in the messenger as well. He loved being able to play Boucher against you, and it has been absolutely electric. I'm not sure why you dropped him still to this point, but...
He only played 5 minutes. I was afraid his minutes were going to be all over the place. If they were going to drop from 5 to 25... I just wasn't comfortable with that kind of variance, but now he's playing like a solid 28 minutes a game, and he's putting up like top 40 value.
Yeah, they realize that he's legit. Doug having Turner and Boucher on the same team is absolutely absurd, and now Zinger's healthy. Doug is no joke. Look out for this fella moving forward.
For sure.
Last matchup is Cody at Matt. Cody loses again without Cat. That's a problem. Luka is starting to come into shape, but it's just not going to matter. Cody is not going to be in the playoffs this year. I'm fairly confident. He is looking on to next year and has, I believe, 6 of the 12 first-round picks. So... if Simmons loses this year, the only way that loss could be outdone is if Cody turns around and blows 6 first-round picks next season. Would you agree?
Yeah, I can't wait to see it happen. It's going to be great.
With that being said, I'm going to go through my top 12. I'll start at 12 and work up. Cody's at my 12. Eric got his first win this week. He's at 11. Steven at 10. I just don't have any faith in him setting lineups if he missed one this big. CJ is above him at the number 9 spot. I think CJ's team's a little better than what we're giving him credit for. He didn't have Wall this week, and Wall's going to have nothing but good usage moving forward. I have Kyle sitting at number 8 just in the playoffs. Matt at the same record at 7. Joel just above Matt. You both have the same record. I'm really looking forward to the Matt-Joel matchup late in the season. That's definitely shaping up to be an interesting one. Doug at number 5. I debated with myself a little bit about Adam and Doug. Both of them 3-1. Next week, Adam plays Joel and Doug plays Matt. So I think that you are a little bit of an easier out for Adam than Matt is for Doug. So that's kind of why I decided on Adam. Number 3 is Simmons. Look out for this team. I love Christian Wood. I don't know what's going to happen with this injury for Nurkic, but it's not like he was playing amazing anyway. The issue with Simmons is he's going to have to play man down for a week, and I almost moved him down for that, but he does play Cody this week. So 0-4, I gave him the benefit of the doubt. I was kind of ragging on him, putting him outside the playoffs after the first 2 losses. So he's definitely proving me wrong. Next matchup is, next position is Neiman at number 2. Despite losing to me, this is the real deal. Neiman has to pay a little bit more attention. He has to play and cycle when he can, when he has those open spots. He should be playing man down any day. And number one's me. I actually told you before we started this video, I was shocked that I was putting myself up there, but I don't know that I have much of a choice being 4-0.
Yeah, 4-0 speaks for itself. I do think I see some holes in your roster, but 4-0 speaks for itself. You are the reigning champ.
Yeah, and I mean, I understand. I know those holes as well as anybody, and we'll see how my Anderson drop today turns out for me. I was really torn between dropping him and Nance. Doug and I believe in Anderson a lot, and for that reason, I always go against Doug, and maybe that was the final thing that made me decide that, but it's going to be tough. I loved what I saw from Kemba today in 20 minutes, though, I'll say that. Next matchup next week is, we'll start with the champs matchup. It's Modest at Kyle. Kyle's getting healthy again. He's not going to be an easy out. I am going to pick Kyle, and quite honestly, it's because I'm not cycling this week. I'll just come out and say it. If he ends up beating me, those 4 wins plus the wins against the bottom teams in both divisions are going to be enough to get me in the playoffs. I'm shocked that I'm in such a good position at this point. If Kyle can cycle and beat me, great. He's the home team. I do have a couple people that are going to look at that TD, but KD looked absolutely great. And like I said, Kyle's getting healthy again. If you look at our matchups side by side, I think that he fares a little bit better, even though he took the loss to Eric this week. So him being the home team, if I don't get a TD, I'm worried that I might not be able to pull it out. Joel, who do you got?
If he's not willing to cycle, then he's going to lose. But if he cycles, he's going to beat you. Tristan Thompson, Paul Millsap, Bobby Portis, Eric Pascal, all those guys are pretty droppable, and you could argue DeMarcus Cousins is as well. So he could just cycle the shit out of you if he wanted. I get the sense that he likes all those players way more than he should. It definitely helps that Russell Westbrook is sitting this week.
Exactly. I was just going to say the biggest wild card for me is Russell sitting. I don't know what he's going to do about that. If he's playing man down, which he's going to have to do, I think. Well, no, maybe not. I guess not. Yeah, I don't think he does. He's got 13 strong. He could cycle me out. I stand by what I said. I think he wins, but I think I give him a run for his money, and if I get a triple-double, maybe I pull it out.
I pick you because fuck Kyle.
I knew that might happen. The next matchup is CJ at Neiman. Tough sledding for CJ. Taking that loss to Eric. And then he plays Neiman this week. Neiman's going to win this matchup at home, for sure.
Yeah, I have to agree. Neiman is not losing back-to-back weeks right now.
Absolutely. Next one is Eric at Steven. Eric picked up the win this week, and believe it or not, this is the battle of who doesn't want to set their lineups. Eric and Steven are both absolutely, what do I want to say? Perpetrators.
Notorious.
Yeah, exactly. Perpetrators of not setting their lineups. I have no idea if they're going to set their lineups. If they set their lineups, Steven wins this game. But who knows what's going on?
I'm going to pick Steven based on the James Harden factor.
That is it. Just make sure Harden's in your lineup, and chances are you'll end up winning. Next matchup, we go out east. Not really super exciting. This week, we've got Doug at Matt. That's the most exciting of the three that I put. Both 2-2. I think no. Doug is 3-1. I apologize. Matt is 2-2. I'm picking Doug. I'm picking Doug away. Matt has the Ben Simmons factor, which I thought it was really funny that I believe. Hold on one second. Eric is the one that posted in the messenger that Ben Simmons has more triple doubles than Luka. And that was the big thing today that, Luka passed Michael Jordan in the narrative. And Eric posts that Ben Simmons actually has 2 more triple doubles than Luka. I still think Doug gets it done. He's got a couple really good players. He almost pulled off one hell of a heist in a trade this week. He's on fire. I've got him against Matt.
Well, Adebayo's back. Valanciunas is out. I'm picking Doug.
Yep, exactly. Next matchup is Adam at Joel. I think Adam just gives it to you this week. I'm sorry, buddy.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm a little too banged up at the moment. And again, I'm just not wasting my money. I'm going to hold on to it. I'm not going to spend it on weeks that I'm fucked anyways. There's a chance that maybe towards the end of the week, Jason Tatum can come back. That would be super handy, but I really think it's next week that we come back out guns blazing. This week, though, DeAndre Jordan's going to brush off the rust and put up a couple 2020 games. So you just watch.
And this is exactly why I left Adam so high. I just think that he's going to walk all over you. Last matchup is going to be Simmons at Cody. Cody may be the only no-loss team this year. Simmons continues to roll with his 3 straight, in my opinion. It's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, it's not close.
Yep.
Simmons gets the easy win.
Yep. Shout out to Simmons for making the comeback. Shout out to Neiman for a great week. Anything else from you, Joel? You're just kind of idle right now.
Give us a couple weeks. We'll be back. We'll be back in action. And by playoff time, we'll be a team to be feared.
All right, well, me being 4-0, I might be looking to repeat here. So if anybody has something interesting, I have, I believe, 3 second-round picks next year. I have a ton of value picks. If you have something interesting, let me know. I'm more than willing to listen. Plenty of cap space. Outside of that, I am just looking to keep this streak of losing. It's been a long time. I was thinking about it. Simmons is the last team to beat me, and he's an East team. You have to go the whole way back to 2018 season. CJ is the last West team to beat me in 2018. Wow. There's a little pop quiz for you. I looked that up just for everybody. Outside of that, Kyle, hope you don't run into a buzzsaw. Joel Gibson, thanks for being with us as always.
Anytime.
Excellent. See you guys.